Hello everyone. Unit 6 Sorting and Searching Application of Data Structure. It contains sorting techniques, searching techniques, recursion, application of data structure, converting infix expression to postfix expressions, evaluating postfix expressions, right? So we study one by one. So which are the sorting techniques, right? So there are different types of sorting techniques are. So first we study about selection sort. Okay, so it works on the principle of identifying the smallest element in the list, right, and moving it to the beginning of the list. So this is the main process of selection sort. It will select the smallest element in the list and it will going to move to the beginning of the list. This process is repeated until all the element in the list are sorted, right? So up to all the element gets sorted, till that process will be continued. So let's take example of 4 elements 7, 5, 4 and 2 needs to be sorted in ascending order, right? The minimum element in the array is, that is 2, that will be searched and for and then swapped with the element that is currently located at the first position, right? So till we come to the first position now. So go to the next second step. So 5 and 4 will be compared. So which one is the smallest element? 4. So 4 will be moved to the first position of the array. Then again we will compare with the 5 and 7. So 5 is the smallest element and that will be located at the third position, that is the second index number, and then next 7 is the last element, so that will be move to the end of the array, right? So we got the sorted array here, right? Clear? So this is the working of the selection sort. So next we see insertion sort. Okay, insertion sort is based on the idea that one element from the input element is consumed in each iteration to find its correct position, that is the position to which it belongs in a sorted array. If the current element is greater than, it leaves the element in its place and moves on to the next element, else it finds correct position in the sorted array and moves it to that position. So let's take example of 4 elements again, 7, 4, 5, 2. Okay, so here let's compare 7 and 4. So 7 and 4, so 4 is the smallest element, and it's going to swap the element. Then again it's going to compare with the 7 and 5. Okay, so 5 is the smallest element, again going to swap it. Okay, and again it's comparing with the 7 and 2, right? So 2 is the smallest element. So this is the first iteration. Now we got it as the element of 4, 5, 7 and 2. Okay, so like this it is going to sort the elements till the we should get the sorted order. Okay, clear? So this is about insertion sort. So next one is the bubble sort. The bubble sort focus on bringing the largest element to the end of the list. Okay, each successive passes. To understand the bubble sorting method, consider a scenario where an array A containing an elements needs to be sorted. Okay, in the first pass, element A of 1 and A of 2 are compared, and A of 1 is larger than A of 2. The two values are swapped. Okay, and next A2 and A3 are compared. The last comparison of the first pass between an-1 and an brings the largest element of the list to the end of the array. So this is the main process of bubble sort. Let's take an example. Here first we have to compare with the 7 and 4. So 7 and 4. So 7 is the bigger one. We have to get it to the next position. So we have swapped with the 4 and 7. So next we have to compare with the 7 and 5. Okay, so again it's 5 is the smallest element and 7 is the bigger element, so we have to move to the end of the list array. So again we have to swap the 5 and 7. Okay, then again we have to compare with the 7 and 2. So 2 is the smallest element and 7 is the bigger element. We have to move to the end of the array. So we got the element as 4, 5, 2, 7. So in the next step again we have to compare with the 4 and 5. So this is the next second step, right? So this is the second step. Okay, we have to compare with the 4 and 5. So again we have to move 4 is 5 and 4 is the smallest element, 5 is the bigger element. Okay, so 5 at the correct position, so leave it, don't swap it, and then go to the next. That is, you have to compare with the 5 and 2, right? So 5 and 2 are the two elements, so 2 is the smallest element and 5 is the bigger element. We have to swap the numbers here, right? So again it will become 4 2 5 7, and next we have to compare with the 5 and 7. So 7 is a bigger element and leave that same idea as it is. So we got the list of 4 2 5 7. So this is at the step 2. Step 3, we have to start from the starting of the array. So again we have to compare with the 4 and 2. So 4 and 2, 4 is a bigger element, move to the next position, swap it. So 2 4, next we have to compare the 4 and 5, right? So 4 and 5, so because that is bigger, then we have to compare the 5 and 7. So 7 is a bigger element, so we got the lastly the sorted array. So next is a quick sort. Quick sort is based on the divide and conquer approach, based on the idea of choosing one element as a pivot element and it partitioning the array around it, okay, such that left side of pivot contains all the elements that are less than the pivot element, right side contains all the elements are greater than the pivot element. Got it? So we take one element as a first element as a pivot element, and we are marking it as a left mark and right mark. So we are comparing with the pivot element, and if the pivot element is having left side is the smaller elements and the right side of the pivot element will be the bigger elements. Once the key value is positioned correctly, the two sublists to the left and right of the key value are processed in the similar fashion until the entire list becomes sorted. Okay, so this is the main working of quick sort. So next one is the merge sort. So merge sort is a divide and conquer algorithm based on the idea of breaking down a list into several sublists, okay, until each sublist consists of single element, and merging those sublists in a manner that result into a sorted list. Okay, so if we consider we have a 6 elements now here, right? So we have to divide this element into two groups, right? So these 3 elements and these 3 elements. Again we have to divide this group into 2 and 1, right? 2 and 1. Again we have to divide this 2 into again separately 1 1, and this is a 1. So what is the merge sort? We have to divide the list into single up to single elements, right? We should get a single element now here. So left side we got a single elements, again like that only we have to divide the right side also. So these are here 2 elements, here is 1 element, we got 1 element here, right? So here we have a 2 elements, we have to divide into separately single elements. Okay, so these are the two left and right sublist. Okay, so while merging we have to sort those elements, okay, because we have a 9 and 7. So 9 and 7, so 9 is the bigger one, 7 is the smaller one, so that time we have to swap those element 7 and 9, and 8 will be remain constant there. Okay, then again here 3 2 1, right? So 3 is the bigger one, we have to swap it and it will become a 2 3 here, right? And 1 will be remain like that. Okay, so now again we have to compare with the 7 and 9, and here 8. So 8 is the smaller element and 7 is the first element, so now swapping. So 9 and 8 we have to swap it here between the 7 and 9 position, so it will become list becomes a 7 8 9, right? And here same 1 2 3. So while merging again last element we have to swap it correctly, means while merging we have to sort the elements. So 1 2 3 first comes to left side and 7 8 9 comes to the right side, right? So this is the merge sort. So next we see the searching techniques. So in a searching techniques we have a linear search and binary search. So in a linear search, it is one of the conventional searching techniques that sequentially searches for an element in the list. It's go on searching on a list. Okay, it typically starts with the first element in the list and moves towards the end in the step-by-step fashion in each iteration. It compares the element to be searched with the list element, and if there is a match, the location of the element is returned, right? So now see here, so we have given the search list as search key as a 33, right? So this is the list of 6 element. We are going to search the 33 key element in this list, right? We are going to search this in this list. Okay, so first we check compare with the 3. So this is not equal to key element. Then next we compare with the 2. This is not a key element equal to key element, and 18 is not a equal to key element, and next we compare with the 33. Okay, so now 33 is the key element. Okay, is comparing with the key element, and the 33 is the we found in the position of 0 1 2 3. So third position we got in the third position, right? So it returns the 3. So in a binary search techniques requires the element of a data structure to be already arranged in a sorted manner before search and be performed in it, right? So it begins by comparing the element that is present at the middle of the list. If there is a match, then the search ends immediately and the location of the middle element is returned. If there is a mismatch, then it focuses the search in the left or right side depending on the whether the key element is less than or greater than the middle element. Okay, so we have here one formula, that is mid equal to low plus high divided by 2, right? So low means, so this is the first position, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So high means 7th position, right? So low means array index, that is starting, okay, and high means end of the list index number, so that is a 7 now. So here which is the middle element now, so we have to calculate low plus high divided by 2. So low is 0 plus 7 is 7, 0 plus 7, 7 divided by 2 is the 3.5. so we can consider as a 3 or we can consider as 4 as you wish. So we take as a 3 now. Okay, so middle element is a 3, so 0 1 2 3. So now 18 is the mid element. Okay, so we got the key element as 21. Okay, so we have to check it out. So where is the 21 element is located in the list, right? So see now, so we have to first compare with the mid element 18 and 21. So 21 is bigger than the mid element, so we have to check it in the right list, right list we have to check it out, because 21 is greater than the mid element. Again now this will be a starting element, right? This will be a low now, and this will be the high now. So how many elements? 0 1 2 3 4. So now it's become 0 and this will become a 4, right? So 4. Okay, so 0 plus 4, so height is divided by 2, so 2. So we got a middle element as 2, 0 1 2. So middle element is now 33. So compare with the 21, so this is a bigger one, right? So we have to search it out at the left side. So only one element is that is a 21. So this 21 will be compared with the key element, right? So 21 is equal to 21, yes. So that it will that will returns the array position of that element. So 0 1 2 3 4. So it returns 4 as the index number. If we not found the key element in the list, so it will returns the key is not found as a message to the output, right? So this is about a binary search. So next is the recursion, the process in which a function calls itself directly or indirectly is called a recursion, right? The corresponding function is called as recursive function. There are two properties that a recursive function must have: base criteria and progressive approach. Base criteria, there must be at least one base criteria or condition such that when this condition is met, the function stops calling itself, right? Progressive approach means the recursive calls should progress in such a way that each time a recursive call is made, it comes closer to a base criteria. Okay, so these are the two properties of the recursion function. So best example for this is a factorial of n numbers, right? So like recursion is the main example, or best example is a factorial, right? We call the function till nth position, right? Okay, so next one is the applications of data structures. So which are the applications of data structures are queues. Application of queues are CPU scheduling, disk scheduling, input output buffer, and priority queue. So these are the applications of queues. Applications of linked list are representing polynomials using linked list, representing other data structure. Okay, these are the applications of linked list. Applications of trees are using a binary search tree to sort a list, using a heap tree structure to perform a sorting. Okay, application of stacker infix to postfix conversions, postfix evaluation, and tree traversal, right? So next we see converting infix expression to postfix expression. So before going to conversions, we first see what is this notations, right? Infix notation. We write expression in infix notation. Example a minus b plus c, where operators are used in between operands. So this is nothing but a infix operation. So what is prefix notation? In this notation, operator is prefixed to operands, right? That is, operator is written ahead of operands. So best example is for ab minus c plus. So this is the, oh no, sorry. So me minus ab plus c. So this is the prefix notation, right? Next one is the postfix notation. In this notation style, the operator is postfixed to the operands. That is, the operator is written after the operands, right? So example for this one is the ab minus c plus. Okay, so first we see the associative decrease describes the rule where operators with the same precedence appear in the expression. So first explanation is highest is a rate associative, right? So for the exponential we have a highest precedence. Next we have a highest precedence is for multiplication and division. Okay, so next one is lowest is a plus and minus. So these are the important precedence to convert the infix to postfix conversions, right? So let's take example now. Convert a star b plus c into d to postfix notations, right? Okay, so we take a stack here, right? See now, so move first a, that is a stack is empty now, so make it as a output. Okay, so next in second step we have to read the star symbol, that is a star, we have to put into the stack. So stack contains now star only, then output is a, then we have to read out the bracket, open brackets, then what is stack contains now star, then again bracket, then what is output a, then we have to read the b. So first step b, we have a in a stack open bracket and star, then we what is the output now ab, right? Then we have a next is a plus, right? Plus close the bracket star ab, right? Insert next is a c, you have to read c plus open the bracket star abc, right? So next we have to read the close bracket, then star. Okay, we have to cancel because see here now we made the abc, and we have to cancel this star plus, then we have to close the brackets, we have to pop out the first element in the braces, then abc plus. Okay, so plus moves to the here output, right? So next we have to star, see star, stack is having star now, so abc we have to pop it out and display to the output. Then next we have to read the d. So next what is stack contains now star, so abc plus star d. Okay, so the next we have a empty, so this is the empty, so we got the output as a abc plus star into d, right? So this is the postfix expression, right? So next we have to evaluating the postfix expressions, right? So we evaluating means what, we have to calculate the what is the output of this evaluation, right? So move current token stack. So first we have to read the 2, so current token is 2, what is having a stack in 2 value, right? we have the value 2 now. So next we have to read the 3 value current token and 3 here 3 2. Next what is the element 4, right? So 4, then we have to 4 3 2 contains now. So next we have a operator here, right? Plus. So plus. So which are the last two elements here now inserted? That is 4 and 3. So what is the 4 plus 3 means 7. So here we contain 7 and 2. So next we have a star. So what do you mean by star operator? So we have to multiply this 7 and 2, we get the 14 as the answer. Then again what we have read 5u. So 5u. So which are the elements now we have in the stack? 14, and I'm going to insert the 5 element here. So 5 and 14. So next we have a star. So star. So star. So star. So we have to multiply this 5 and 14. So we get as a 17 as the answer. Okay. So like this we have to evaluate the expressions. So this is nothing but the evaluation of expressions. Okay. So these are the questions. Thank you.